Hi guys, it's Annalise here. How are you? Okay, so is praise harmful? There's actually a lot of research coming out to say it does worse than it does good. And you may think, okay, this world's coming to crazy things if now acknowledging your child is a bad thing. This, just before you go off, before you think I've gone off the deep end, let me explain. Now, we're not saying don't acknowledge your child. Never ever ignore them. Ever. Always acknowledge what they are doing. Just maybe change the way we are acknowledging what they're doing. Instead of using good job, awesome, you're so clever, you're so smart, you're so beautiful, all those kinds of things. What they're saying is the best thing to do is acknowledge the effort that they've put in as opposed to the end result. So in the studies that they've done, they have said that praise and external validation actually becomes kind of like a drug. So once they're hooked on getting praise and external validation, once they're hooked on that, that's what they seek out. They no longer do things or do activities for the enjoyment or the satisfaction of it. They do it to get your praise. And that actually becomes a dangerous slope because that ends up coming into adulthood and it shows up as people pleasing. It shows up as overachieving. It shows up as fear and anxiety, fear of trying new things, fear of what people think, fear of failure. There's a lot of stuff that can be actually linked back to external validation and praise that is not necessarily the best for us. At 30 years old, I've only just come to realize or try to take steps to get out of being obsessed with making other people happy. I'm not saying those things are necessarily bad, but for me, it was basically ruining my life. The other thing that they said is obviously there's two motives when you praise a child. You want to acknowledge them. That's beautiful. That's wonderful. We love that. The other underlying current is that it's a form of control. So you like what they're doing. So you praise what they're doing because you want them to continue doing that. It's kind of like manipulation at its most basic level. In a world of like social media and likes and sharing and all these things that people are becoming really obsessed with just to try and get, because they thrive off this external validation, this praise from other people. We need to just be really careful that that doesn't seep into our home and our home doesn't become a competition. And we're just trying to encourage our children to try things for their enjoyment, to try things because they want to do them, not because of what other people will say to them or what they think or what other people think of them. So what do we do instead? Now, I'm not saying I am totally amazing at this. I struggle with this myself. I will often find myself saying to Alaska, good girl, and then being like, hang on, what else could I have said? So one of the most common phrases that I use instead is, I see you. That's it. I see you. I see you. All she wants to know is that I'm watching her. You know, a lot of the time, children don't even need our validation. They just want to know that we're paying attention. And one of the most beautiful things is when you see a kid just deeply entrenched in what they're doing, and you can see on their face the happiness that comes when they complete something all by themselves. They don't even need our opinion. And that is the best way we can raise them, if they get validation from themselves, they're never going to turn to things like drugs or toxic relationships or all these, alcohol to get that validation. They're going to get it, they're going to learn to get it from themselves, and that is the most healthiest way we can raise a child. So the second thing you can do is you can describe what they're doing. I see you building those blocks. Or, I'm watching you draw that picture. Just describe what they're doing. It lets them know that you're watching and you see. Thirdly is ask questions. Get down. Why did you draw that yellow? Why did you paint that green? Tell me what this is over here. Why did you make it this tall? Any sort of questions lets them know that you're interested and you've acknowledged it. And finally, comment on the effort as opposed to the end result. So I see you really tried hard to accomplish that task. Or I watched how much effort you put into that drawing. That's literally all you have to say. It helps them know that you are their safe place, that you are there, that you see them, that they are valued, and it's not setting them up to need external validation and praise from people. And you are focusing in on the effort that they made as opposed to what the end result was. So they're just a few tips. Take them or leave them. Like I said, I'm not the best at this, but it is something that I'm definitely going to try harder with Alaska. I know firsthand how hard it is to get out of that external validation fixed mindset. And that's not the mindset that I want to set my daughter up. I feel like it's kind of setting her up for failure from the start. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm so grateful. Bye.